Hi everyone, it's me, Thomas Lockwood, doing YouTube video number 11. This week, well, we'll be looking into something that I like myself. Uncards. Now, uncards is them situations where they should not be played in any format. And that's fair enough, I guess. However, because EDH and Commander are actually quite fun formats, I thought to look into 3 of each of the original unset and the newer unset, unhinged and unglued, for 3 cards that, with a little bit of wording, could be very, not strong, but very fun to have in EDH, and it would be quite usable if they actually reprinted them as what I'm about to say. I might get the wording wrong a bit, guys. However, I'm on a tight time, because as this current moment, it is actually 2:30 at the time I should be releasing this in my time. Just one other thing. I'm going to put 2 rules in this. 1. It can't be an official reprint that has already done. So like the one that was for Nevermore can't be done again. And the second thing is, we can have it reworded, but only to make it be errated. So, for example, if something says removed from the game, it will be exile. If we have flip a coin, it'll be the next time you flip a coin, as such. So I just wanted to point that out before I carried on. So, let's get started. So let's start off with the original Unglued. Now, there was actually some that I could choose from. The one I'm choosing for this one is Clamator for the first choice. Now, Clamator is a 4/4 for 3 in a blue with an effect. Now, as a 4/4 for 4, it's actually not too bad. But it has a downside unless you have a donate deck, which there are ones out there for EDH. When he deals any damage to a player, you choose an artifact, creature, or land you control and give it to that player. As of, I've just harmed you, so now take my gold. But it's going to come poison because I'm going to make it better for myself than you. Now, the only problem people might say about this one is its creature type, because they moan and moan and moan, saying, "Oh, but Thomas, it's not got a proper creature type." Okay, so we could change clan folk, which it is, to a crab town folk, or a clam town folk. That is not the difficultest bit. The difficultest bit is to add it into a set. The idea of the concept of them being there still. Next one is Goblin Bookie. Now, this is actually one that you would have to reword a little bit better, but it still would be good, and you would have to bump it to an uncommon. 1 red mana, creature type goblin. You might have a goblin cleric because it could predict the future as such. It would be quite fun. As a 1/1, with the ability red, and a tap. You reflip any coin or reroll any die. Now, I don't know properly what would happen, but I'm pretty sure you'll need to reword it saying red tap. The next time you roll a dice or flip a coin for a spell or ability, you may re-roll that dice. Or something on them lines. You would have to word it a little bit better than reflip any coin or reroll any die. But I think it would be quite easy. I had a little trouble there, but hey, let's see. Flock of rabid sheep is my next one. Sorry, I like doing it in a high voice. Now this one is a situation where there's ones out there that are better, but can also be worse in the situation. I won't go into the one that I'm thinking of, but we'll talk about him. Flip a coin, an opponent calls heads or tails. For each flip they get wrong, or each flip you get right, pretty much the same thing, you put a rabid sheep token on the battlefield. Treat these as 2/2 green creatures that count as sheep. Now, I'm pretty sure sheep is still a creature type. If it isn't, then you could just make it beast. But I'm pretty sure sheep would be a quite fun creature type out there, if there is still one. Now, let's say X is precisely 50-50. It's a little bit less on one thing. Um, so if you spend 2 mana, you'll get a 2/2 sheep. Okay, but you have so many. You have that artifact that allows you to flip two things and ignore the choice. And because your opponent is choosing for each flip, then you're going to get a benefit because you can choose heads or tails if you are lucky. If you are unlucky, then fair enough. But I think I would rather have a flock of rabid sheep than some oozes, even if the oozes are bigger. But they might not be the same amount on the field. There might be less than sheep. So you got to work out like that. But I like them, and I hope everyone else out there likes flock of rabid sheep because they're going to come and eat you. Next, we'll be looking at Unhinged. Now, Unhinged was a bit sad because most of the cards were in green of the choices. So we'll look into the first one. Form of the Squirrel. Now, I know this is a slight pun to Form of the Dragon, but it's still a card that we could use. It would be very funny and very strong in a situation, depending on how we word it as such. Anyway, I'll say how it's worded as we are reading it. Green, 1 green mana. As this enchantment's entering the battlefield, you put a 1/1 green squirrel onto the battlefield. If it leaves play, you lose the game. That's very dangerous. And you're pretty much putting your life in a squirrel. Creatures can't attack you though, so it's like you don't care about the 1/1 blocking, but you can't also be targeted by spells or abilities, which is fair enough. This would have to be errated to Shroud, but that's okay. And you can't play spells. You can't cast spells, which is also okay. It's locking you out but keeping you safe. Now, in single player, I would have a real situation because there's so much removal. But in big EDH multiplayers, who would really care for you to have a 1/1 squirrel and they leave you alive long enough and then you go, oh crap, I lost my squirrel. But it would still be a fun card to run in EDH. Doesn't anyone else agree? Next one, Ibuka Kong. Now, it's a 5 and green, 8/8 Trampler. So 8 mana for 8/8 Trampler is actually very nice. When he enters the battlefield, you destroy all artifacts. Artifacts don't really get a lot of hate other than from green. And having a creature come in with hate on an artifact is not too bad. I like it. Next thing, tap to untapped apes you control. Put a 1/1 green ape onto the battlefield. Now, this combos off with things that make tokens twice, which is fair enough, but a lot of things do that to combo off like that. So it's not the situation that it's combo. It's maybe the situation it destroys all artifacts when it enters the battlefield. But I thought that wasn't too bad. I would run it. I would let other people run it. Hey, I wouldn't even say you was playing a bad card. It's a very good card. I don't know why it's in an unset and no one's ever said, why haven't we added this in standard yet? It would have been very funny if it was just in Scars of Mirrodin. Blop. We're a big ape. We destroy every artifact. Bah ha ha ha. Last one, Arcane Runs. Like I said, all the cards that we've got in this section are green. Now, this one is a situational card because you have to say something. And, well, the situation is, really Magic doesn't care about that in real Magic. In fair enough. However, that's not the situation. The situation is that you would have to reword it, and which I actually have made. Let me read the word I've made from the original. Anyway, keeping the same mana cost, so 2 red, green. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may name a creature card. If you do, search your library for the named card and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. That creature gains haste. exile it at the end of turn. Now, I thought personally that's how you would reword it to make it be playable in standard or in the format it would be printed in. In EDH, that could be as what you want it to be. I would run it if I was ever going to be running a green EDH that had red. But there is so many cards that are like this in green and red that I I'm really ashamed they haven't made this a real card yet. And when I mean real card, I mean a real card. Oh yeah, I'm using so many U's in that sentence. There was no relief. Thanks for everybody for watching. Now, this video is a bit shorter than normal for some actual reasons. One, there wasn't actually a lot of explaining, more just why they haven't, theories of why hasn't this been popped in, and there was not a lot of answers we could think of. Secondly, the mic sounds different, doesn't it? Well, it's not my mic. My mic is broken, so I've had to borrow off one of my friends, and well, I hope, thank you to her, that this YouTube video goes very smoothly, which it actually quite has, because I'm not joking, this has been a 45-minute cavalation, which is my quickest time of making a YouTube video. Normally it takes me a couple of days just to get all the wordings correct, but I'm pretty sure I've got it right for today. If I haven't, I'm sorry, I've had to do a little rush on this. But thank you for everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next week.